What's going on, guys? I have got to post because I just had one of the most just distinct moments of clarity that I've had in years. Some real perspective, and I realized that I've been a little bit of a fraud without realizing it. So this is what it's about. After getting some news like down the grapevine about some changes that might be happening with the IFBB and the NPC, I started questioning some things like, well, what if this, what if that? And, after a couple days of sort of sitting in it, I realized that if I am doing this, if my motivation is coming from a trophy or from trying to win a competition, there is so much unnecessary stress I put on an area in my life that I love. This area feeds my soul. This area of my life is my passion. And so all of a sudden that shifts when I get my eye on, a competition or a ranking or the opportunity to prove that I'm the best, and I realize that if my happiness is dependent on that outcome, that can be taken away from me in a second. Not even in my control. That can be taken away in a second by someone else. The rules could change. It could get shut down. Something could happen. And it hit me that when I started this journey, I did it because I loved everything about it. I loved how it felt to connect to my body. I just gotten off of a bunch of drugs, and I felt I loved how it felt to be clear-headed, to be feeling things again. And, I worked a lot of trauma out in the gym. I worked it out. And that kind of came to a halt, I think, when competition started. Now, I will say that I did not see the stage before loving bodybuilding. I loved bodybuilding. I built a body, and then I realized it belonged on stage. I didn't see the stage and then try to build a body to go on stage. So there was a difference there. I didn't even know what competitions were for the first 2 years of my bodybuilding journey. But anyway, so yeah, I say all that to say that I have kind of had a little bit of an awakening lately, and I realized that the way I look, I'm not completely happy with, because I'm in my off season and I justify going off of my plan. And when I'm in competition mode, I justify being super obsessive about my plan. So I've lost a lot of balance, and I've lost a lot of authenticity with my program. So I just realized that today, you guys. And I realized I used to love to stretch, to do yoga, and I still love those things. But what comes first always when it comes to bodybuilding is, what do I need to do for my next competition? It's not so much about what I truly want. So it's so cool. I mean, it just hit me, and I just feel like I'm going to transform now. I feel like my physique's going to transform. I'm excited. It just hit me that I had no idea that was my motivation. I literally fooled myself into thinking that competitions were just there. But they have really kind of taken over my thoughts. Now, I'm not saying I won't do one again, because I do love to compete, but it's still a cool realization. I love you guys. Thanks for listening to my obnoxiousness, and who knows, maybe you got something out of it.